Welcome to my channel, I'm Gary Wiryawan, and today I'm doing a reaction of the second episode of the Everyday Photography Challenge submission from all of you guys. For today's episode, we have 6 submissions, so thank you for all of those who already submitted on this particular episode. And if you want to submit your pictures for this Everyday Photography Challenge, it is still open. You can go to this link right here, and you can also go to the card above right here to submit your picture. There's no real rule. Just go out there, try to make an effort to create an interesting photograph and just submit it to that link. And I will share it on my next video for the Everyday Photography Challenge submission reaction. The pictures today, they are all really nice. I just want to thank you once again for the submissions. Not only they are nice, but they are also motivating me, inspiring me. And this is the whole point of the challenge, so that we can inspire each other to go out and try to make something nice. This week, I haven't been able to do my Everyday Photography Challenge for myself. I cannot really find time to photograph because it's been raining like crazy here in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. And also my work schedule was just really tight. There are lots of things going on right now in the office, so I cannot really make time for my everyday photography that I really love. But if you want to watch my everyday photography vlogs, you can go up here. I will put the playlist up here. You can watch the previous episodes of my personal Everyday Photography Challenge vlogs. I do the behind the scenes of how I create my photographs, so you can see from the perspective of me, the first person kind of POV kind of thing. Anyway, let's take a look at the first submission today. And the picture is right here. It's by Skyfoxace. So thank you very much for your submission. And on the description it says, Olympus EM5 Mark III with Olympus 45mm f1.8. This picture was taken at the Chinese Garden of Serenity in Santa Lucia, Malta. The occasion was to promote Chinese culture like music, arts, food, dance, calligraphy, history, language, etc. So, Skyfoxace, thank you very much for your submission. And looking at this picture, this is a really nice portrait of that guy wearing the blue clothing with the fake hair going on right there. He's kind of funny. I kind of enjoy his expression, smiling to the audience. And I also love the particular composition of this picture. And I think this is kind of an important point because Skyfoxace has been able to employ a little bit of foreground element, the audience as the foreground, to help to frame that guy in the blue clothing, to make him stand out a little bit and to make the portrait looks more interesting. And also the background, the tree right there just looks really nice, a little bit blurred because of the Olympus 45mm with the larger aperture and also the longer focal length. I think this is really a solid picture. Again, the combination of the foreground element involving the audience to make them into sort of a foreground element to frame the guy, and then also the guy in the middle and the background. They all work really nicely, and this is really an enjoyable picture. So congratulations, this is really a nice submission. And now let's move on to the next picture. Next submission is this picture right here by Shiibi. So thank you. I noticed that you've uploaded on the previous episode of the Everyday Photography Challenge submission, and now you submitted again. So really thank you. And on the description it says, metadata, camera is the Panasonic Lumix GX9. The lens was Sigma 30mm f1.4. Settings ISO 200, 30mm f4, 1/1600 second, edited in Lightroom. I got a new camera body as a birthday gift and decided to take it with me on a snowboarding trip. This is a shot of my friend getting my board ready for the day. So really nice submission, really nice picture. And yeah, this is just overall really solid submission today. There are lots of things going on in this picture, and I think it looks really nice. First, the main subject, his friend right there, was just standing and kind of preparing the board, and I think it kind of captures the mood really well. This picture really gets the vibe going on, getting ready for snowboarding, so that's really nice. And then also the background right there with the trees on the background and the mountain on the left. I think it just looks really nice. the cars on the parking lot and some people on the background as well. It's a little bit distracting in my opinion, but that's just a personal taste. You don't have to take it from me. I'm not a professional photographer. That's just a matter of taste. However, what I think is very tasteful in this picture is the flare. Look at the green flare right there below the sun. I think it's just really nice. It kind of gives that, you know, mysterious kind of mood, but also an interesting part of the image. Sometimes people got too wound up with the technical specification of a certain lens. They don't really like flares. They don't really like ghosting and artifacts when it comes to shooting bright light source like the sun. But sometimes lens flare can be really tasteful and can really add into the image. And I think this is one example of that. And also, yeah, just overall, really nice picture. I really love the placement of the subject that's a little bit to the right of the image. And yet the balance of the image also is quite nice. So yeah, solid submission. Thank you very much. And now let's move on with the next submission. Next submission is by Chad Wilson. I noticed that Chad also uploaded pictures on the previous episode of the Everyday Photography Challenge as well. So thank you very much for this submission today. And on the description it says, camera Panasonic Lumix FZ300. I merged 3 exposure for this one. The power and the sound of the water flowing by was interesting. So yeah, overall a really nice solid image right here. I think this is more of a landscape kind of composition right here with the water flowing and then the trees on the background. I think it was just really nice. And also the picture is black and white. I think it's really tasteful as well. I think it's a right choice because with the black and white sometimes it'll give you that emotional kind of mood, you know, that mysterious kind of vibe as well, because you know not everything looks nice black and white, but for this kind of moody landscape picture I think it works really well. For me personally, I would have preferred to shoot this with a long exposure kind of photography using ND filters so that I can kind of blur the water movement a little bit as opposed to making the water look sharp like on this picture. But it's also a matter of taste. You don't have to listen from me. I'm just giving my suggestion and opinion. However, this picture looks really nice, and also the black and white thing will be a theme for today's submissions as well. So after Chad's submission, you will see that there are lots of pictures today that are black and white. So yeah, thank you very much, Chad. This is a really nice picture. And now let's move on with the next submission. Next submission is by Chad Wilson again. Thank you very much, Chad. You've been very generous sharing your pictures to us. So yeah, on the description it says camera Panasonic Lumix FZ300. Again, the same camera as the previous picture. 3 exposures merge of the wide base of a spillway and all its detritus. I am especially happy with the results of this HDR merge. This pic is going to become my new desktop picture for a while. Really nice submission. Again, I think this was from the same location. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that this is from the same location as the previous picture. It looks really nice. I love this sort of water running down into the stream and just a little bit of rocks and branches as part of the picture right here. It looks really interesting. You can really sense the movement going on this picture because of the flow of the water. It's just really obvious in this picture, and sometimes that's all that the picture really needs, a movement. And on this picture it's been portrayed really well. And other than that, I also really enjoy the square kind of composition. I think it looks really nice. It gives me that sort of symmetrical balance. I'm a little bit, you know, obsessed with that kind of thing sometimes, so this gives me that, you know, comfort and pleasure when looking at this picture. So yeah, really nice picture, chat. This is not black and white. However, it looks really black and white in my opinion because there's not a lot of greenery going on or blue sky going on. So yeah, although this is not black and white, I'm considering it as a black and white picture. Maybe it'll look better as a black and white picture, but even color as it is, no problem at all. So yeah, thank you for the submission, and now let's move on with the next picture. Next picture is this picture right here by Raj. So on the description it says the picture was shot on phone which is Samsung M30s. This picture was taken on a trek called Kalsubai, which is the highest peak of Maharashtra, India. So thank you very much for the submission, Raj. I think this is really a nice picture and kind of surprising as well because it's coming out from a phone. Without reading from the description, I thought this was coming from a camera, a mirrorless camera or a DSLR camera because of the detail. So yeah, just a little bit of a pro tip, and I think that's also going on in this picture. If you have good lighting, even though you are not using a proper mirrorless camera, even though you're just using phone, the picture will still look sharp and detailed. So yeah, lighting is key. It's more important than the lens. It's more important than the camera. If you have good lighting, then you'll definitely get good picture, good detail, good sharpness at the very least. So I also love the composition on this picture right here. I love that Raj employs more of the sky on the above part of the image. It sort of gives me that negative kind of empty space with the overall composition of the picture. And I also love the monkeys on the ground right there on the bottom part of the image. They're doing their own thing, and then the whole picture is kind of overlooking into the valley below. It's just really nice in my opinion. And also it is black and white, and it really works well in this picture. I don't know why usually with pictures like this with animals and also with landscape, I prefer something colorful rather than black and white, but somehow it works really well right here. Again, it kind of gives that mysterious, kind of moody vibe that I really enjoy from this picture, and also from a lot of black and white picture. So yeah, really nice submission. Thank you very much, Raj. And now let's move on with the next submission. Last but not least is the submission right here by Chad. I don't know if this is Chad Wilson from the previous submissions or not. Maybe he's a different person, but anyway, on the description it says, I recently picked up a Fujifilm X-M1 and I'm having a lot of fun with it in black and white mode. I have a bunch of the Fiddly Bit set, which is giving me some interesting textures. The lens is TT Artisan 27mm. So really nice submission, really nice picture right here. I think a lot of different kind of elements in this picture really stand out to me immediately. First, I really love the textures going on with the wooden planks and also with the metallic parts on the image. Those textures really jump out to me really nicely. Well done, well done. And also, besides the textures, I also noticed the lines going on with the border between the planks and also the door frame and also the wires on the upper left part of the image. It immediately jumped into me. I think this is a really nice balance of that sort of geometrical kind of lines. And then also the other thing that's going on with this picture that jumped right away into me is the black and white color. Again, this is giving me that moody, emotional, mysterious kind of vibe with the black and white, and I think this is tastefully done. Well done, Chad. This is a really nice submission and thank you very much. So those are all today's submission. Once again, thank you very much for all of you who've submitted these pictures. They are not just nice, but they're also motivating me to want to go out and try to shoot something and try to make some interesting pictures again. These last few days, especially this week, has been really tough for me in terms of work schedule, as I mentioned earlier. So looking at these pictures, hopefully next week I'll be able to take more pictures and share it with you guys. And that is all for today's video. I hope that today's video has been inspiring and also useful for you. And also don't forget to submit your pictures. I will put the link once again right here, and I will see you on the next submission reaction. And don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. Thank you and see you on the next video. Goodbye.